How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel. This is Big Daddy Dave, and this is a map tour for a new mod map to Farming Simulator 22 called Millstown. We're going to start with the description from the mod hub, and it reads, "Welcome to Millstown, a fictional U.S. town with a prosperous future in farming, livestock, forestry, and production. With mostly medium to large fields, animals, and forestry, there are always something to keep you busy. Thanks to the good folks at Larson's Livestock, they provided the farmers of Millstown with 5 locations to buy bulk lime, dry fertilizer, slurry, and manure. Larson is also ready to buy your slurry and manure. Millstown has a good amount of productions, with some offering multiple ways to deliver. There are 2 farm supply productions offering vehicles and train unloading. The South Farm supply productions are also available to load to train. The West Grain Mill offers unloading from train as well as vehicles. The 4 productions at the east and your honeybees send their produce pallets to the nearby warehouse for easy pickup. In New Farmer, you start off with an arable farm as well as vehicles and implements for fieldwork. You own 4 fields, the North Cow Farm with meadow, the North Farm Supply productions, and the grain mill production at the east. A large beehive is also owned in New Farmer. Once the money rolls in, should you wish to expand your farming operations, a second larger farm to the southeast is available for purchase. Happy farming. Map details: 4 pre-built farms, 2 arable. 1 farm with sheep and pigs. To the north, a cow pasture with up to 160 cows. 69 farmlands. 41 fields, many easily mergeable. 4 meadows. 24 productions include 2 farm supply factories, 2 flour mills, grain dryer, diesel, concrete pavers, stone mill, wooden toys, empty pallets, water distribution, BGA, and sawmill. 19 sell points including 2 towns by train, a Chemco facility to buy your solid and liquid fertilizer, herbicide, digestate, and lime. 3 greenhouses, 2 standard, 1 spruce tree sapling for planting or selling. Greenhouses require water and seeds. 5 lime, dry fertilizer, manure, and slurry bulk buy points. 3 liquid fertilizer and herbicide bulk buy stations. 2 train systems with 3 silo locations. The train transfer silo at the southwest can store and transfer between both train lines and vehicles. 3 buyable lot areas, 1 with object storage. 21 custom collectibles, theme hand tools. 2 stone and sand quarries, sell direct or for the use of production chain of lime, diesel, and concrete pavers. Contracts with 2 grass baling missions. Precision farming. Map notes: Farm Supply Factory will take bales from both road and train. On train, when unloading, bales need to be unstrapped. Production pallets from the 4 productions at the east spawn inside the large garage. You do not own or need to own this garage. It remains fully functional to all farmers. Some productions offer an alternative recipe to include empty pallets. Empty pallets have to be produced from the pallet production point. The empty pallet recipe increases the cycles per hour by 20% and cost by 20% less. Wood sale directly from the train is only on the Silver Run train line and to be driven off map at the southwest. The 3 animal containments at Larson's Animal Traders are not for the purchase, nor can they be sold, leaving 7 total available to farmers/players. 6 of 7 are pre-placed, leaving 1 animal pen that can be placed at start. All 6 pre-placed can be sold/removed once the farmlands are owned. Greenhouses, auxiliary farms, and the buyable lot object storage shed become functional once the farmland is purchased. The BGA, empty pallet, and sawmill farmlands are owned after the production is purchased at location. All can be sold individually except BGA way station. Buildable lot for sale. Signs are removable by cutting down the single tree on the lot once the farmland is owned. Pallets of flour have been increased to 2,000 liters per pallet, double, to reduce the sheer number of potential spawn flour pallets. Water distribution production will distribute water to all of your own productions that require water regardless if the production is active. Once all the owned productions are at capacity with water, water levels at the distributor will stabilize. Modified tankers with added diesel and methane can be found in the vehicle shop under miscellaneous. They have a larger capacity and will also load/unload faster than base game. Most vehicles track/pathways have AI driver splines pathing. Map is AI friendly with most delivery locations. Methane for diesel production can be made from the farm supply factories and BGA. The farm supply factories produce methane from the 2 silage digestate recipes. At the BGA, 2 recipes have been added, manure and slurry methane. It is only these 2 recipes at BGA that the produced methane can be loaded or distributed for diesel production. The other BGA recipes auto-sell their methane. A shout out to all the farming simulator community, asset and mod creators, prefab textures, and the content creators, map testers, and you, the farmer. Thank you, Muddy Diggs. There are mods required for this map, starting with the Red Barn Pack by FSG Modding FSG Tasman. This map was created by Muddy Diggs and is 263.09 megabytes to download. If we take a look at the map, this is what it looks like. We start out here in kind of the northwest corner of the map, a little off the corner, but in that general direction. We start out by owning farmlands number 6, 15, 18, 37, 56, and 57. Farmland number 6 is a sorghum field ready to harvest. 15 is a wheat field ready to harvest. 18 is a canola field ready to harvest. 37 is a wheat field ready to harvest. 56 is your main starting farm, and I'm going to call that part 1. And then 57 is also your starting farm, and I'm going to refer to that as part 2. Now, field prices do vary, but are very much dependent upon the size. Kind of starting out with one of the smaller ones here, you got 72,000, 111,000, we got 71,000, 77,000, 99, 101. And if we go down to some of the bigger ones here, we got 282,000, 290,000, 211, and so on and so forth. We got a big grass field here for less than 100,000, 72,000. We got some forestry up in the northeast here for 206,000, 149,000, 256,000. We've got a kind of a quarry area up in the northwest here for 61,000. We have another one down here in the south for 36,000. So pretty good range of different field prices and whatnot. And just dawned on me, we also have a farmland number 42, which is your bale and pallet storage. I didn't even take note of that. So yeah, we have an additional farmland that I didn't realize before. We do start out with animals. We have a cow barn at our disposal. Contracts are available for this map. You do start out with production chains, and there are collectibles, 21 of them to be precise. If we take a look at mods specific to this map, starting under the buy menu, scrolling down to the mods and DLCs, under Millstown, you will see that there are a couple of modified liquid tankers here in order to cart around some methane. If we also take a look at mods specific to this map, under the build menu, under buildings, nothing under sheds, but under silos, we scroll off to the right, you'll see, Millstown, a couple of those mods specific to this map right here. Under silo extensions, we have one here as well. Containers, have one there as well. Nothing under tools, but under farmhouses, you'll see one for Millstown right there. Under productions, there is, under factories, a whole load of different Millstown mods specific to this map. Under selling points, there's nothing here. Under greenhouses, though, you'll see a couple here. We have the multi-input greenhouse as well as the tree sapling greenhouse. Nothing for orchards or generators. Under animals, we do have one here for the Millstown mod specific to this map. For cows, nothing for horses, nothing for pigs, but we also have one here for sheep. Nothing for chickens and nothing for bees, nothing for others. Under decorations, there is nothing under this tab whatsoever. Then under landscaping, we have several additional painting swatches, as you can see here. Nothing for trees or plants. Now we're going to go ahead and hop into our tractor right over here, and we're going to just drive just down the road to our main starting farm where we can discuss our starting equipment. So we'll just head down the road right over here. There we go. And let's go ahead and take a look at our starting equipment. Under the Buy menu, under Owned Items, under Small Tractors, we have the Steyr 8150. Medium Tractors, the Massey Ferguson 7726S. Under Large Tractors, the New Holland T8 380 Genesis. Harvesters, the Case Axle Flow 7150. Forklifts, the Manitou MC 184. Under Trailers, the Crampy Big Body 750S. Header for the Case Harvester. Cultivators, we have the Cokerling Vector 800. Under Seeders, the K-Brand HR 6040 RCS plus BTFR 6030, and the K-Brand TF 1512 seed and fertilizer storage. We have here under fertilizer spreaders the Braidell K105, slurry tanks, the Flegel PFW 18000 Max Line Plus. Under mowers, the K-Brand GMD 8730FF and the GMD 3123F. Under forage wagons, the Schutz-Maker Rapide 580V. Under balers, the Case LB 436HD. Front loaders, the Hauer XB190. Front loader tools, the Alba Universal Bucket, Pallet Fork, and Bale Spike. Under header trailers, we have the Nardi N6045. Weights, the Ten Winkle Pack 1000, and under belt systems, the Meridian TL1239. And that is it for all of our starting equipment. Quite a good selection right there. We have a repair trigger tucked away in this corner here. We have over here, sleep trigger. Oh, and over in this direction, directly in front of me, we have our main silo area right here, and if we walk over it, you will see we do start out with quite a bit of product just kind of stored away. Bale and pallet storage right here. Over here we have our hayloft. That's right, they have made this specific model into the hayloft, and you'll see this kind of repeated throughout several places here, where we already have 28,000 liters of TMR and 24,000 liters of pig food. So that's a really nice start right there. And then over in the corner over there, we have a rent train trigger where we can take our Meridian auger pipe there and load directly into a train. So we're going to go ahead and grab the tractor, drive that down the road. And what I plan on doing is when we make it to the shop, which is just down the road, just a little ways, I'm going to go ahead and lease out a truck because there's a lot to get through on this map. This is absolutely a massive map. Tons of different production points, tons of different sell points, and I want to make sure that I get through it all as quickly as possible, and having the truck is going to ensure that this doesn't take as long as it has to. So going down the road, we're coming up on our next point of interest here. On to our left side, you'll see just behind the bushes, that is the Chemco sell point off to the left side there. Now we're coming out to the main road. We'll make a left here, followed by another immediate left, and here is the shop area. Shop trigger is directly in front of us there. Let's go ahead and lease out a truck. There we go. So shop trigger and repair trigger way down over there. So now from here, we're going to go ahead and make a right. Now off to my right here, we have the textiles and embroidery sell point, and up here to my left is the restaurant sell point. Continuing down the road. Now right here, we need to take a look at the map and show where we've been, what we've seen up to this point, plus need to go ahead and make some purchases. As you can tell, I have quite a bit of money. We're going to buy a lot of stuff. So we started out right here on the map, went down to the main farm, checked out everything here at the starting farm. We then drove past the Chemco sell point up to the vehicle shop, the vehicle dealer and repair trigger. We leased out a truck. We then passed by the textiles and embroidery sell point as well as the restaurant sell point, and now we are right here. Farmland number 58 can be purchased for $94,284. Go ahead and do so. You can see we got some pop-ups right there. Go ahead and hop out, head down the lane. And we've got a whole bunch of greenhouses back here. We got 3 of them in total. So right over here, we have a greenhouse. But if I walk up to it, it says Tree Sapling Greenhouse. You can also see the little symbol down here in the bottom right-hand corner. If I open this up, walk in, this will make tree saplings. So you put in water and seeds, and you get out tree saplings. So very, very nice there. And then over here, we have normal greenhouses that will produce your tomatoes, lettuce, and strawberries. But again, water and seeds are required in order to produce your products. Both of these are the multi-input greenhouses, which is just the fancy word for seed and water required to make your lettuce, tomatoes, and strawberries. So hopping back in the truck here. Head across the bridge and then make a left, and this is farm number 2. So go ahead and take a look at the map one more time. We were here at the greenhouses, came right across the river. Farmland number 55 for $103,654. Purchase that, and you can see we now have all the triggers that pop up. We have a sheep pasture right here, room for 60 sheep, input here, and wool spawns here. In here, we have a pig barn with room for 150 pigs. Input there for your feed and as well as your straw, and output for your slurry right here. Let's see. Bale and pallet storage right over here. No, I'm sorry. This is this is sheep. That's not bale and pallet. This is the sheep barn. Room for 75 sheep, input here, and output, I believe, is on the other side, right over here. Over here is the bale and pallet storage, right there. And then back here we have another hayloft. Again, this is a modified silo, nothing in the hayloft, but it will take all the kind of hay, straw, so on and so forth. Now, tucked away back here is our truck, so let's grab it. Okay, so heading down the road. Now, tucked away right here, we have a let's see, we have the lime and dry fertilizer buy point. Next to that, we have the slurry buy station, and then the manure buy station. So it's all just buy points for those items I just mentioned there. Tucked away in here is the biogas plant. We'll pull around. It can be purchased for $526,926. So we'll go ahead and do so. And you can see there are additional recipes. We're used to seeing these 3 recipes, or these 4 recipes for the silage, slurry, manure, and sugar beet cut. What we're not used to seeing is manure methane and slurry methane. So these 2 products right here, you're able to actually produce the methane and digestate and be able to take both of those items out. But these 4, according to the description, will auto sell the electricity as well as the methane for those products. So just be on the lookout that those are ones that you're going to be able to, that's going to auto sell under you. And here, let me just double check that part of the description real quick, because let's see, where was it? Yeah, methane for diesel production can be made from the Farm Supplies Factory and BGA. The Farm Supply Factory produces methane from the 2 two silage digestate recipes. At the BGA, 2 recipes have been added: manure and slurry methane. It is only these 2 recipes at the BGA that will produce methane that can be loaded or distributed to diesel production. The other BGA recipes auto sell their methane. So that is exactly correct there. So these 4 normal recipes will auto sell the electricity methane. It'll hang on to the digestate. That's the same. But these 2 are the only ones that will produce methane that you'll be able to take out and utilize for other production points. Now, here and here are your inputs for your solids. Head around in this direction here. Liquid input is right here. And liquid output right over here, aka your digestate. Now that also reminds me, where is the output for... So it might be an output for your methane is right here as well. I'm not certain about that. So going around back here. Going off into the woods. Stop right here. And tucked away over here is the Wood Toy Workshop. You can purchase this for $59,900. We'll go ahead and purchase. And you can see that you can make things like red dye and wood toys. You need to make the red dye in order to produce wood toys. As you can see, they're kind of dependent upon each other. But for the red dye, you need tomatoes, lime, and water. That'll make your red dye. And then for the wooden toys, you need planks, wood chips, and the red dye. So that is what you need there. You have a output right here and an input around the backside over here. Now we do have the stone quarry, stone and sand quarry. We'll just kind of hover it right over so we can see. You got your sand here and here. You got your stones tucked away in here. In order to utilize this, you have to buy the land, or if you have the, the forage pickup. If you have the forage pickup, then you can go ahead and just pull it off the ground without buying the land first. Now heading over here. To my left there is the farmer's market sell point. Beside that, tucked away behind these tree lines here, you can see there, that is the Betty Joe's Bales and More sell point. And over here, directly up to my right, that is the Betty Joe's Trading Depot sell point. Heading down the road a little bit further. Here we have the tailor shop. Can purchase this for $100,000. Input here, wardrobe trigger here, and output around the back over here. Oh, let me go. Now, the part of the farm that we've been to already, that is part 1. This is what I'm going to refer to as part 2. So we have a cow barn off to our right here with the slurry output there. You can see the little dump point there for the feed. We have another hayloft right here, and we have quite a bit of components in here. We have some TMR, hay, grass, silage, and straw. Bunker silo off to the left. Manure heap right here. The animal dialogue box for our cows. We have room for 160 cows. We start out with 18, which is not bad. And our milk trigger is right here. You can see it's got a pretty decent size pasture here, as well as the field directly behind it. All this we own. So that's part 2 of the farm. Oops. I was going down looking at my notes. Alright, so now, head down the road a little ways. Now coming up to my right, we have the spinnery. Input and output are right back here. And to purchase it, right here, $60,000 to purchase. Now over here we have those 3 buy points again. We have the solid fertilizer as well as the lime. We've got the slurry as well as the manure buy points. So going forward, I mean, there's multiple of these kind of 3 station buy points. I'm going to now refer to them going forward as the 3 buy points, the Trinity buy points, whatever you want to refer to them as. It's you'll see them repeated several times. Directly in front of me is the HH Milling Grain Sales sell point. Over here we have the train silo up here in the north, as well as a rent train trigger right here. We have our input for the train silo right there, and output and input for the train is back here. And what is this over here? I just noticed this. Oh, this is okay. Okay, hold on. So this is... So we were here on the farm. This is the second farm here. We then went up to the Trinity buy points, then to the BGA, up to the Wood Toy Workshop, then over to the Farmers Market sell point, as well as Betty Joe's Bales and More sell point, Betty Joe's Trading Depot, up to the Tailor Shop, up to part 2 of the starting farm, where we had the cow barn, the manure heap, bunker silo, hayloft. We then came down to the spinnery here, the Trinity buy point down here, up to the H&H Milling Grain Sales, and then the train silo here. Now, I saw this off the side. I didn't even notice it before, but it's associated to this area here, the North Farm Supply, because you can use the train in order to input products onto or into this production point here. So that's what this is here. Let's get back to the truck. So we can only put in to the train silo right there. We can't actually take out via a trailer. Now here to my, nope, not there. Right here to my left is the liquid chemical buy station. So that is a buy point for liquid fertilizer and herbicide. And then directly in front of me, this is the North Farm Supply production. Now this thing does a ton of stuff. It makes TMR, it makes pig feed, it makes hay, silage with digestate, as well as methane. We've got seeds, mineral feed, lime, liquid fertilizer, and solid fertilizer. So this does an absolute ton. Inputs here and outputs about on the back over here. We also have another input from the train back there, as I mentioned earlier. So let's go ahead and make our way around. Across the street. We have the refinery, $64,000 to purchase the refinery, and we will do so. And here you can produce things such as oil shale and diesel. So in order to produce the oil shale, you need stones and water to produce the oil shale and the milled stone. And then for the diesel, you need the oil shale, which both these recipes are codependent, and methane. And then you produce diesel as well as spent oil shale. So you got input here. On the front here, we've got input, output for your diesel here, output for, I believe this is for your like spent shale and all that. There we go, and I believe that's everything over here. Yes. Okay. coming up here. Make a left. Go across the tracks. We're going to follow this all the way back here. We have a rent train trigger right there. We just beat the train, as you can see. That's good. Oops, oops, oops. Going under the bridge here. Gets a little bumpy back here. Okay. Now over here is a whole lot of points of interest. So, first off, all of these production points that I'm about to show you are all connected in some way. And it's right here. This is where everything spawns for all these production points. So here we got our spawn point for our flour, as you can see there. And we already own the mill in this location here. So that's why we're getting product that's popping out. And as you can see, 2,000 liter pallets for each one of these. So that's nice. Over here we have our cereal from the cereal factory. We've got our oil factory products out here. Our honey is spawning here because we do have bees. I'll show those off later. And then our sugar from the sugar factory. Now I'll show you each one of the production points right over here. So around this side is the sugar factory. Can be purchased for $80,000. And our input, and I'm only going to show inputs from this point on because that's all these models have. Input right over here. Right next to it, we have the grain mill. We own this one. So input is right there. Don't have to show that. We have the oil mill here for $80,000, can be purchased, and input here. And then, lastly, our cereal factory for $110,000, can purchase that and input right there. We have a bale and pallet storage right over there. And that is it for this area. Get turned around. Let me pan up on my notes. Let's see, I'm pretty certain. Make a left here. Actually, nope. Oh, and one other thing. There are several of these lots that are placeable lots. So you can buy these and do whatever it is that you wish to do. On each one of the lots, you will find a lone tree. Just one lone tree somewhere on the property. If you cut down that tree, what's supposed to happen is these signs that say lot for sale will disappear. So just kind of a cool little feature there. You don't have to live with the sign after purchasing the plot of land. So let's get back in the truck. I do need to turn around. Here. Now here we want to make a right. And to my right we have another one of the Trinity buy points. Heading down south a little ways, we have another rent train trigger right here, as well as a train silo. Now this one does have an input and output for trailers and has an input and output for the train as well. Now we need to go ahead and buy this area because this is the third farm that we can purchase. We take a look at the map. We were way up here in the north here, where we saw the North Farm Supply production. We went across the street over to the refinery. We then came up and around, saw the Rent Train Trigger, down and to the south, where we saw all these production points here: the sugar mill, the grain mill, the oil mill, and the cereal factory, as well as the bale and pallet storage. We then came back up here. We saw the trio of buy points. Then down here to farmland number 54. We can purchase this for $355,872. Go ahead and do that. And now all these pop-ups come up. We have our barn here with a silo attached. Coming around the side over here. Bale and pallet storage right here. Let's see. Around the back side over here, we have a house with a sleep trigger and wardrobe trigger. So sleep trigger right here, wardrobe right here. Let's see, in here, repair trigger right there. Around the side, a couple bunker silos there. We have another hayloft right here. You can see these are all the inputs that will be held here, or can be held here. So grass, hay, straw, silage, chaff, pig feed, and TMR. We have a cow pasture right here. Room for 45 cows. Feed input, water input, and milk can be gotten right here. Over here we have a chicken barn with room for 500 chickens. We have our output for eggs here and input for feed right here. And that is everything here at the third farm. Let's go ahead and grab our truck. And now head down the road to the south. And right over here in front of me is our beehive. So that is where the beehive is that's spawning the honey over in the kind of easterly portion of the production point area, in that kind of centralized barn. So now we're going to race up to the north just a little ways, back to the main road. And then tucked away over here, we have a buy point both for the slurry as well as the manure. These are called the Larson's slurry sell point, the Larson's manure sell point. And then we need to turn back around. Going in here. Make a right. To my right, we have the Animal Trader Bale Sales Sell Point, and we have the Animal Dealer. Now you can come to this location and use this icon directly in order to purchase your animals, or you can use the same icon at the pens and pastures that you already have placed down on the map. If you use this icon directly, though, you will incur an additional fee. That fee is associated to a delivery fee. The animal dealer is taking the animals from this location, delivering them to your pens and pastures for you, and it's going to cost you. We take a look at a cow pasture and look at an adult cow. It's an extra $100 per adult cow on top of the base price. So for 45 cows that we need for this particular pen or pasture, it'd be an extra $4,500. So $74,000 total. It adds up pretty quickly, especially depending on the number of animals you have. Or that you're going to want to purchase. Now, if you bring an animal trailer to this location, park it inside this hazard box here and then use this animal dialogue, you will load the animals directly into an animal trailer, and that will save you the delivery fee. That will save you that additional money that you have to spend, and then you just deliver the animals yourself. It works out in your favor. It saves you a good amount of money depending on the number of animals you want to get. Directly in front of me is the liquid chemical buy station, buy point. Then hop back in. Let's see. Come out the side here. Go up the road just a little ways. And again, over here we have one of the trio buy points. Get turned around again. Oof. Slammed into the side of that car. So now, head back to the main road. Off to the right. And now we follow this off to the left. Now, tucked away over here, this is the Johnson's Farmers Market sell point, right here. Get turned around. Over here, we have another grain mill. And this one can be purchased for $96,000. Input here, output there. Now off to my right, we have the gas station, and just beyond that, we have the Garrison sell point. So we have a buy point for the diesel, and we have a sell point. I believe it's for things like methane and stuff like that if you want to just straight sell it. Heading off in the northern direction, over here, we have the sawmill. Purchase point is way in the back. Can purchase for $118,284. Over here, we have the production output. We have the input right here, and a wood cell trigger right next to it, and wood chips come out of that stack right over there. Coming out the backside here, we have the Concrete Pavers Factory. We'll go ahead and purchase this. As you can see, Concrete Pavers and Concrete Pavers Milled are the two outputs that you can have here, and requires a whole bunch of stuff such as stone, sand, lime, water, milled stone, and milled sand. All that to create your pavers. Here we have our output, and over here our input. Back behind it, this is the carpentry. You can purchase this for $60,000. And actually, I meant to check this earlier and I forgot. Nope, just into furniture. Yep, standard. Input here and output here, but wait a minute, wait. Okay, not quite standard because it doesn't take wood as a potential input. So most of the carpentries will also allow you to put in wood. This one is only allowing you to put in planks. So you would have to have the sawmill or a sawmill making planks in order to be able to utilize this carpentry. So now we turn around, head back in here. Now this is the Stone and Mill production point. You can purchase this for $39,900. Go ahead and do so. And you can see this is where you get the milled stone and milled sand. So we put in our stones, sand, and water, and we get out milled stone and milled sand. We have a water input here, rent train trigger over here. because this is tied up with the train system as well. We have an output right here, inputs here, and right over here, we have an input and output for the production point right there. Now off in this direction, let's see, here we have, oh, that's, okay, I almost forgot about this. So coming over here, so these are not both inputs for the production point here. This one is an actual input for the production point. As you can see right here, the Millstown stone and sand milling production. Water deliveries in the back. We buy all stones and sand products. Stone and sand sales right here, and stone and sand production unload right here. Now over here, we have the Millstown wood and wood chips sell point. So we got just a sell point for wood with a wood sell trigger right here. And then beyond it, we have the Pallet Factory. You can purchase this for $55,528. Go ahead and purchase. And you can see you take your trees and you make pallets, and you also get some wood chips as a byproduct. We have our output for wood chips here. Input for wood right here. Wood cell trigger, and output for the production is over here. So now we need to go out and turn around. Now right here, another rent train trigger there. Here we have a liquid chemical buy station. That is a buy point for herbicide and liquid fertilizer. And over here we have one more production. This is the South Farm Supply production, similar to the North production point. $79,000 to purchase this one. Go ahead and do so. And again, all the same kind of outputs that the Northern one has, is just basically doubling up the production point. Input here. We have an output right here. And we also are able to utilize the train to dump in and out of it right over there. We've got another trio buy point right over here. We have a train silo right here. Input and output for your trailers. And around the back, we have a rent train trigger and input and output for the train right there. So going across the street there, we have the pizzeria sell point. And let's see, over here, tucked around the backside here, we have the bowling sell point. Bowling center sell point. Across the street, we have the dairy. Output for it is right there. To purchase, you have to have $70,000, and input is right there. Next door to that is the water distribution production. You can purchase this for $12,000. We have our output here, input right here. And let's go get the truck. Come out right here. Go back here. And here we have the bakery. Output here, input here, and purchasing right here for $50,000. Our second to last point of interest is tucked around the back side of this building here. We have the grocery store sell point. And then head back out to the main road. Oops. Another plot of land that can be purchased. Again, there's one lone tree there on this plot of land. It should delete the lots for sale sign. And then lastly, we have the Millstown Water Tower buy point. And that is it. That is everything here for the map Millstown. Now it's time to render my opinion and let you know what I think. 0 to 5 scale as per usual. I really like this map. Really like this map. This one came out of nowhere for me. I was not expecting to like it as much as I did, because looking at the kind of basic information that you can get from the mod hub without going into too much details into the description and all that stuff, basically when I first see a map load, I always take a look at the map itself and see how does it look, how are the fields laid out. And I'll be honest with you, I judged a book by its cover, and I saw that there was a lot of squared off fields, that it just didn't look like something that I would necessarily be interested in until I came in here. And then I got to see this almost Zero Ito meets Poor Boy kind of experience here. I was really impressed with this map in particular, because there's so much in the ways of productions that I wasn't anticipating. I was just expecting, just kind of, a few production points, because I didn't read the description. I should have. Had I read it, I would have known that right off the bat. But a whole bunch of production points, whole bunch of sell points. The terrain is, very, very nice. It's got nice undulations, nice kind of layout to the entirety of the map. The color palette is really toned down, which is really nice. I like it when it's toned down like this. There's not a whole bunch of colors, not a bunch of wildflowers, and all that kind of stuff. I love the use of the red barn pack. I absolutely love it, because it's one of my favorite packs for buildings and whatnot. These red barns, I love these things. So the fact that we have a map that's now using them in kind of base form, I love it. I absolutely love it, because again, I love the red barn pack. So all in all, I would give this a 5. All day, all night. I absolutely love it. I think that the map maker did a fantastic job. And yeah, I mean, there's just so much that can be done on this map. And like I said, I really feel like there's this kind of meeting of the minds between, Muddy Diggs, Poor Boy, and Zero Ito. It's got details, it's got production points that are built up, that are dependent upon one another and on itself. Like I said, you've got so many different aspects to this map that it's going to be a lot of fun. Go ahead and check it out, because there's going to be a lot of things to do on this map. There's going to be tons of forestry, tons of farming, tons of arables, tons of animals. There's all sorts of stuff that can be done on this map. So check it out, because I think that you'll likely have a very good time. But I hope you enjoyed this update. No, this map tour. And there's a car right there. Hope you enjoyed this map tour. If you did, please show me by liking, sharing, subscribing, following, commenting, doing all the things. The algorithm will enjoy you doing this, show you're engaged with this channel and enjoying the content. And that being said, I hope you have a fantastic day. Take care.